Hello and welcome back everyone to the next episode on SAP Fiori Advanced Fiori Security Training. In our last session, we talked about the concept of task list. What is exactly task list is? We've seen some best practices of implementing SAP Fiori in company for S4 HANA. We talked about Fiori Rapid Deployment, and today we will see Fiori Rapid Activation. So we have discussed about concept of task list in general. What is a task list? It simplifies your work and automate your most of the job, most of the work in a sequence of execution of background jobs and reports. So when you run a task list, it executes a lot of tasks in sequence. Eventually, you will see that system will activate all the necessary services. At the end of it, you will get a stable system in the system. And then you will also have the roles which will auto generate. So if you go back to the task list STC01, the second one which we executed yesterday was Fiori Foundation for S4. It also generates the default roles for us in the system. Yeah, that is what this task list is capable of doing. It creates transport request and generate these Fiori roles. So let me see if it is generated these Fiori roles. I think it was with Y. Oh, yeah, you can see the role was generated yesterday after it execute, and it has another role inside. It's a composite role, and then you can see it has all the services required for running the launchpad as administrator. You see the interop service, the transport service, the page builder service, the cus service, the conf service, all the important ESS service, enterprise search, smart business service, easy access menu service. Easy access menu service you will usually see when you go to the launchpad and launchpad designer. So let me go to the launchpad designer. So SAP launchpad designer, STC launchpad. I'll log in with LX user. And if I go inside, you will see that I will perhaps be able to go here to the app finder. And here we have something called easy access menu, which also comes. Let me assign this role, which is generated by system, to our user directly. So we'll take this launchpad user and we'll assign it to our user LX now. Go for change, go to menu and go here LX. So I just assign it to LX. And now when LX goes in, refresh. Of course, the LX right now don't have any Fiori app authorization for the user. That's why you'll see everything empty, but eventually LX is able to access the Fiori launchpad itself in general. Okay, so you see this user menu. Yes, this one. This will only come once you have the user menu service assigned to the user. You see SAP menu, user menu. There's no data actually. There's no assignment of roles to this user, but at least the launchpad is working fine for the user LX at the moment after assigning this user role, which system auto generates. Okay, so that was about the Fiori setup task list. We just set up the Fiori, and now we saw that after setting up Fiori, we have to activate the Fiori content. So depending on the need, you will activate the Fiori content in your company. But before we understand the activation of role-based content, we first need to understand how SAP organize their content. When SAP shipping the content to you, how it is being organized. Yes. So for that, I will parallelly show the content which is given by SAP on the Launchpad Designer. So let me go to the Launchpad Designer. I'll go to the conf layer of the Launchpad Designer into my system with the administrator user. So I have to log in with the admin user actually, because it's already logged in with the LX. It's using the cookie. So I have to log out and I have to log in with my own user, which is the Launchpad administrator user. I'll just put here my user. I've granted my user myself the Launchpad admin rights. So I'll be able to access everything as an administrator on the Launchpad Designer. So let's understand how exactly SAP designed their content. So guys, SAP S4 HANA entire implementation. So SAP implementation for SAP processes and standard content. So entire standard content is designed as per SAP process. What is SAP process? The entire S4 HANA implementation is based on best practice guide. So across the globe, a lot of companies use SAP. What SAP did, they did a survey. They went to all their customers and they sit next to their customers and ask them how are their customers using their software. Yes, how are customers using their SAP software? And with by doing a survey, they found out majority of SAP customer use the SAP solution in a certain way. Majority, yeah, in a certain way. So when they come up with S4 HANA, they also implemented S4 HANA as per the survey, as per the best practice guide. So typically, as you all know, if I talk about business process like order to cash, yesterday we were taking an example of how you open or how you order a car which is offered by your company. So let's take the same example, order to cash. Order to cash means company to company deal. And let's say you are working as employee of a company. So I am working, let's say in IBM, and my company offers me a car to purchase. Yes. So I as an employee get a car benefit and my company allows me to purchase a car for free, no down payment. And I will go to another car company like I can go to Honda, Hyundai. In India, we have Maruti. Yes, a lot of the car companies we have. So I can go to any of these companies to purchase a car, and my company will pay for the car directly to this company to company dealing. So how the process works? This is called order to cash. So in this process, what will eventually happen? So let me add a process here. In this whole journey of process, you will have multiple steps. The first step is quotation. So you will ask a quotation from the car company, car vendor, that what is your price? I want to go with this model of car, and what is your price? What is the tax? What is the price? You receive a quotation. This quotation will go for approval by the manager. Your manager has to approve the quotation, approve quote. Once the quotation is approved, your company will release a sales order. A sales order is a confirmation that we want to really purchase this car. Yes. So the payment will not be done yet. Payment will be done later, but a sales order goes. Sales order is received by the car company. Yes. They will receive the sales order from your company. They will process the sales order. They will check the stock. And once they find they have the stock, they will then release. They will, of course, there is again an approval of sales order. So from the other side, there will be an approval that, okay, the sales order came from your company, everything looks good, we are okay to go ahead. So their manager will approve the sales order. Once the sales order is approved, finally you will get a delivery of the car. The actual car comes to you. And once the delivery is done, there will be a billing. So you will get the billing and finally you will do the payment. Your company will release the payment against the sales order they've created. So this is a complete process, right? Simple to understand, anyone can understand. This is what is a process. And now you see each step of this process is a Fiori app. It's done through a Fiori app. But not just one person do this process. There are multiple people involved in this. You are involved. The company who is the car manufacturer is involved. Your manager is involved. Your finance team is involved. Yes, the company which is giving you the delivery boy is involved. So everybody, there are multiple people involved in this process. So not one person runs all these activities. There are multiple people involved. So actually, this is called business process, order to cash. This process includes multiple people, multiple Fiori apps. That's why it's called process. Okay. And these Fiori apps are executed at different levels in the organization. If you want to read about more on this process, let me show you where can you read it. Where can you read this sales order process? So SAP provides, this is one process, hundreds of process. I think there are 189 plus processes which are best practice for different areas like sales, procurement, HR, different areas, and they are given on https rapid.sap.com. Okay, let me just open that rapid.sap.com and I will show you this. Yes, so you see it takes you to business process BP. Yes, and then inside that you will eventually be able to log in with your S user ID in your company, and then you will be able to see the process. It's taking some time to load. Let's wait. So this is called SAP Best Practice Explorer website given by SAP. Those who are using S4HANA in their company, you will follow this business process. So this is the actual use of the software, right? Seamlessly integrate all your business process. Yes, different people, process, and organization can use it. Now, if I go to SAP S4HANA, in the SAP S4HANA itself, I will see an on-premise cloud. I'll go to on-premise solution package. And here you will see the SAP Best Practice Explorer. Okay, so let it open. I'll go to S4HANA on-premise Best Practice Explorer, and you will see here different solution scope. And if I go to, let's say, sales process, then I will see different sales related processes, Salesforce management, sales performance. Now it's order and contract management, and it will now here find a process called BDA. Yes, this one, order to cash, which I was talking about, right? So if I go to BDA, then you will see it is asking me to log in. Just give me a second if I can log in to show this process. I've stopped my my access. I stopped my sharing screen with you for a second because it's a sensitive data. I have to log in. Unfortunately, my S user is locked. I need to contact my basis. Anyway, let me show you how this process looks like. So I've already downloaded this process in my computer 2 days ago so that I can actually show you the document directly. So let me open the document. When you go there and log in, you will see this is how a document will open. Yes, S4 HANA business process. And if you come down, you will find the complete business process here. It starts with creating quotation. So you see different people are involved. You see roles. So a sales representative involved, a shipping specialist involved, a warehouse clerk is involved, a billing clerk is involved. These are all the people in different companies which are involved in this whole process. Okay. The whole process is divided with multiple steps. So you see here, each step here in the process. If you come down, you see some prerequisite steps, check the material stock and all that before you start. And then you see process, create a sales order, create an attachment for sales order, create a delivery document, create an attachment for delivery, execute picking, check batches, post goods issue, create a performa invoice, create customer invoice, yes, create billing document. This is the complete business process which is spread across multiple people and Fiori apps. These are all the apps which you will use to execute this process. And these are all the people. So a sales representative in a company will create the sales order. Yes, a delivery will be processed by delivery specialist, a shipping specialist like courier partner. Yes, they will deliver the order, the car to the customer. Then post goods issue, a shipping specialist will do this post goods issue. Then invoicing and invoicing will be done by billing clerk. So different people are involved in this activity. This is how business process is really executed in a company. Okay, now I hope you are able to relate with the real life, the real business process. So this is called order to cash process. Now if you see there are different people involved, It's not one human, it's different humans. Yeah. And each one of them have different roles. So when SAP designed their S4 HANA solution, the content of Launchpad is also designed according to these roles. The role is very important. Who is a sales representative? Their job is to create sales order, attach sales order. Who is a shipping specialist? Their job is to create delivery, create attachment delivery, create execute picking. Who is a billing clerk? Their job is to create perform invoice, customer invoice. Different people, different jobs. And that's why different roles given by SAP. So if I go back and see this in action over here, you will see that we have SAP Fiori apps and we have per role. And now if you just relate with this best practice document, you can find a shipping specialist role. I copy this, I paste it here. You can see shipping specialist role. For this shipping specialist, there are these many apps which are relevant. You see delivery, outbound delivery, scheduling agreement, stock, yes, analyze outbound delivery, create outbound delivery, create performance of delivery, batch delivery, dead stock analysis, outbound deliveries, customer returns, pick outbound delivery, product. Yes, these are all the apps relevant for a shipping specialist. If I search billing clerk, if I go back and search billing clerk, you see billing clerk. These are 48 Fiori apps relevant for billing clerk. So you see manage billing document, yes, contract management, verify CTE, yes, verify payment, customer returns, invoice list, manage invoice list, customer return, credit memo, contract, condition contract. A lot of these apps are relevant for this shipping specialist. Yes. So in order to be able to execute successfully a end-to-end business process, there are different roles which either granted to one person or granted to different person, humans in the company, to be able to carry out a complete end-to-end business process in a company. That is the top way learning. That is approach with which we need to understand the business process. So they're like this. This is one business process. There are hundreds of business process in S4 HANA, and that's why we have hundreds of roles and thousands of Fiori apps and other apps in the system to be able to carry out these business processes by different humans in a company. Now that is how exactly SAP also designed their content. So how the SAP content is designed, let's talk about that. So when you saw last time, we used a role, right? So that is the role we assign and we got all the apps. But how that content is being actually designed technically. Now, as a security consultant, you will understand how it is designed. So typically in a company, there are so many departments like sales, marketing, finance, HR, right? So many departments in a big company. Now let's take an example of sales department alone. Yeah. In the sales department, there are different people. Like you just saw a business process for sales. This was a sales business process. And there are different people for doing different types of jobs. So usually in a company, there is a hierarchy of work. So there will be at the lowest level, you will have sales representatives in the company. If you visit a bank, right? The moment you enter in the bank, you will see first a guard. Then you will enter, you will see people sitting at front desk and they will say, how may I help you, sir? Right? These are all the lowest level people in a bank, lowest level employees. They just join, either they just join the company, they just join the bank, or it's been just 1 2 year experience. And then you will have a senior on top of them. Let's say out of 10 people, there's one senior. Then on top, there is more senior. Then there is a cashier. Then eventually there is a branch manager who's the topmost of that branch, only for that branch. Then there is an area level manager, supervisor. Then on top you have the circle manager like Delhi NCR. There will be one bank circle manager. Then on top, the company CEO. Like that, you have hierarchies in the company. So in the sales department, if we talk about, sales representative are the lowest level people, lowest level people in the hierarchy, right? They are the people who usually you see in the traveling in the buses and the train. These are all the people who travel in the buses and the train. Yes, reaching to office, rushing towards the office. This is the lowest level. Like in a company also, when you join as a trainee first, then your company permanent your contract, you become a junior developer, then you become a developer, then you become a senior developer, then you become a principal developer, then you become an associate architect, then you become an architect, right? These are career options for you when you work in a company. Similarly, in sales department, the lowest career option, the starting point is sales representative. This is one type of job. On top of the sales representative, you will have sales process manager. We can call them sales supervisor. So their job is to monitor how their sales representatives are doing in the company. They are, of course, there are usually it's 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 depending on your company. The ratio may differ. So per 5 or per 10 sales representative, there is one sales process manager, which is a sales supervisor. Yes, sales supervisor. Then on top of this, you will have sales accountant. Okay, so you will have a sales accountant. Let's write on top of this, you have sales accountant. So for multiple sales supervisor, there is one sales accountant. So let's sales accountant. Yes, I will just write like this. So the more up you go, lesser the crowd is. Yes, you up, you see there are more, then there are less, then there are more less. And then on top of sales accountant, eventually you will have sales managers. They have the ultimate power in the company, in the sales department eventually. Yes, on top further you can go to CEO, CFO, right? Sales head, sales VP, sales vice president. We are not going that deeper, just we wanted to keep it simple. So that is how in a company typically the sales department is structured. What SAP does, SAP creating and delivering role for these people. So a sales representative, what is that a sales representative can do? It can create quotation, it can create sales order. Yes, इतना ही कर सकता है, इससे ज्यादा not allowed. Yeah, a sales representative can create sales order, can create quotation, can change sales order, manage sales order. Yeah, that's all they can do. A sales process supervisor perhaps would do more things like they can look at the billing document, they can see the entire process. So they are the process manager, they have access of all the apps in this sales process. Yeah, they are the process manager. Then on top you have sales accountant. Accountant will have more permission, they can offer more discount on the sales order. So you can't offer a discount to the customer as a representative, it's not your choice, right? If you go to a bank branch and if you ask a bank representative, can you please give me a extra interest on my bank account, they will not be able to do that. But however, the same can be done by the bank manager. Yeah, they can, if they approve, then you can get extra benefits on your bank account, a free credit card or something like that you can get. So more up you go, better the powers, higher the powers is. Then we have sales accountant, they can edit, they can give more discounts on the sales order, they can give, they can accept customer returns. If a customer come back with return, let's say a customer, you are a company selling laptops, customer has got a issue in the laptop, they are have the power perhaps to say okay, replace the laptop completely. It's under warranty, still we will replace it, complete laptop we will replace free for you. That power they have it. Then sales manager, eventually the highest level power, they have full control, they are the people who approve the sales order. Nobody has approval powers, but these people, sales manager can approve. So more you grow in career, more apps you will see access. So SAP design their content according to the roles already. SAP understand the best practice, SAP understand who will do what kind of work in a company, and they will design out of the box these roles. So that's why if you go to Fiori preference library, you will find all these roles, they are separate roles. Let me quickly show. If I switch over back to Fiori preference library, So if you just say sales, just sales. So you see you have sales representative. This is the role. Let me copy the role name. I will put the role name in the slide. So you can also later on practice and map it. So this is the role. I'll put it in black color. This is the sales representative role. What will this role do? It will grant the permission to the sales representative to be able to do their job better in day-to-day life in the company. That's a role which is given by SAP out of the box. That's why you remember in our early days when we granted this role to Alex, Alex was able to see all the tiles related to sales representative. Let me show you that again. I will switch over back now to Alex user. Okay, let me open the role first. And in this role, I go to user and I will grant it to my Alex user now. It's granted to almost everybody in the system. That's why you see all the tiles. And if I change, if I just add this to Alex, save it, compare. And now I just go back as Alex. I'll log in as Alex again. So you will see this time when Alex log in, he will get all the apps. So he's just joined the company as a sales representative, and now you see he got all the apps: track sales order fulfillment, manage sales order. Yeah, you click on it, it'll take you to the app for creating the sales order. But this app will perhaps open, not guaranteed, because we don't know whether underlying service is active or not. That's a different story. But eventually Alex has got all the apps to perform his job in a company. Jobs like creating sales order, monitoring sales order if the sales order approved or not by manager, checking credit memo, debit memo, checking quotation, sales quotation. You see there are a lot of errors because the services are not active in the system right now. That's the first role you got. So SAP designed it very well that any sales representative in a company, as per best practice, whatever they need to do as part of their job, they can get access to all the apps when you grant this role. Then similarly, you have the sales supervisor role. So if I go back to Fiori preference library, you will see here sales supervisor, actually sales process manager. Let's see sales process. Here it is. You see order to cash process manager. Yes, SAP BR sales process manager. If you go inside, you will find the apps related to process manager. Now you see order to cash performance. If I search this app for LX, मेरे को नहीं मिलेगा ये app. I will not be able to find. Why? If I go and try to search, let me search in app finder. That's the right way to search an app. And I search. You see, I don't have. Why? Because LX is not a sales process manager. He's just a sales representative. He don't have permission to see that app. So LX will only see the app as per the sales representative. But now if I go and grant this role to LX directly, I'll open my next role, which is sales process manager. It's all delivered by SAP out of the box. This is how SAP designed their content. Yeah. So if you go to this app sales process manager, you see this role. And if I just grant this role to LX and I just assign it, yes, done. And if I now go back and reload for LX, and we will search that app which we were searching before, order to cash performance. Yeah, that app, if you search, perhaps you will find that app this time, because yes, there you go, this app is there, because this app was not there earlier because he was just a sales representative. Now if he's a sales process manager, he will get that app. Are you guys clear till here how SAP is designed their content? Everyone please answer in chat window. Till here, is it okay? Is it okay to digest? Are you able to digest and map it with the real work, real time? This is a real time training.
Yeah, Anubhav, so if there is a process manager, then the process manager will also be assigned the sales representative role?
Yes.
To have a
yes.
representative access?
यस यूजुअली यस, जितना आप ऊपर जाओगे उतनी ही आपको ज्यादा ऐप की एक्सेस मिलेगी, आपको ये भी मिलेगा और ये भी दोनों मिलेगा आपको. दिस इज अ recommended
But
practice. More up you go in
then the
organization, more powers you will get.
but the launchpad will become clumsy in that
I'm
sense.
coming to that. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to
Okay, okay.
that. Okay. So now let's say this is my process manager. Let me copy this role. So guys, this is the knowledge which you can use and practice actually Launchpad. I'm putting everything in the slides with hands-on. This is a hands-on topic. You all have to practice after the class these things in the system to understand how it works. Okay. Now, yes, exactly. 6 more apps Alex will see. Guys, it's not just about apps also. It's about within that app, you get more permission. So app could be same, sales order app, but maybe Alex as a representative sometime can't change the sales order. Let's say my system, my company implemented in such a way that Alex can't change. A representative can't change. They can just create order. After that, they can't change. Only process manager or supervisor can change. That way also you can configure the roles later on according to your need. That level of granularity you can have. Okay. After that, you have sales accountant. So let's see sales accountant. So do we have accountant? Yes, there you go. You see SAP BR sales accountant. अब इसको extra app, you see allocation result, allocation. So if I search this app, even Alex has been granted now the role for the sales process manager. Alex will still not be able to use now this app. You see manage allocation. Now to be able to use this, he should be a yes, accountant, sales accountant. Ideally, only then he will be able to. So you can practice, you can do hands-on for all these things basically. So if I copy this, that's another role in a company. When you go in a company, that's another role. So let's copy. So for accountant, there's another role given by SAP. And similarly, finally, you will have a role for sales manager. So let me go sales manager here. यहाँ पे you have, yes, here it is. You see 42 sales manager perhaps have lots of apps, 42 apps. He will get extra over here. So this is how SAP first designed their role. First, we talked about business process, best practice. Then we saw to run a business process in a company, you need multiple roles. It can be assigned to one person doing multitasking or individual people hired in a company for their job, different jobs in a company. Like in a bank, if you go cashier, do cash work, representative will do, may I help you job. Yes, different people do different job in a bank. Similarly, here you see different work is being done by different job. So accordingly, they will get role. But have I wondered now? Technically, I'm going more technical and deeper. How did I got the app access with role access? So each role contain catalog and groups. Eventually, you all know the tiles are not part of role directly. The tiles which you see on the screen on the main home, these tiles are actually due to the catalog because tiles live inside a catalog. We saw that already before in the last classes. A tile lives inside a catalog. A tile does not live inside a role. And a catalog is then eventually assigned to the user, sorry, to a role, and the role is assigned to the user. I hope you remember that diagram which I showed you long back. So then also you have grouping. So you see grouping, sales order grouping, sales monitoring grouping, proper grouping from end user point of view. Yes, you have apps, you have groups, and you have catalog like that. So that is how it is designed. So basically, if you open any role which we just assigned, eventually you see in the menu there are catalog. This is a catalog. What's the name of this catalog? This is the name of the catalog. Yeah. Now you notice it is starts with SAP because it's SAP delivered. SD means sales and distribution, the area. BC mean business catalog. Then sales order display. That's my catalog full form. So if I just go and check a app, yes, and then you have group order to cash performance. This is the group. You see BCG business catalog group. So if I go to order to cash performance, let me go to order to cash performance. Order to cash performance, order to cash performance. Here it is. So it has got 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles in order to cash performance group. Yes. Now if I trace back, yes, this is my group name. I copy this. I go to Launchpad Designer. Let me go to Launchpad Designer. And here I search for this group. Yes. And I will put that group name, enter. And you see exact 4 apps what SAP delivered are visible here in this. चारों ऐप है, ये चारों आपको स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा है. 1 2 3 4 all 4 apps are visible to you. Forget about the part where the data issue is there. So you see it should look like this, but there's an issue. Yeah, maybe there is no data in the system, maybe there's a service activation problem. That's a separate story. But actually in terms of tile, you see exact same tiles what is there in this group. So this is the business catalog group, which is part of the role which we just assigned. And where does the app come into the group? They come from catalog. So if you see the catalog, let me open the catalog. Go to catalog and I'll open this catalog. You see, this is where they copy the apps from the catalog to the group. There's some problem. It's not okay. It has target mappings only. So there is another catalog also, guys. There are multiple catalogs here in the role. So I can also open this catalog. Yeah, here we have apps. We have tiles and apps. Yeah. So eventually you will copy, make a reference to the target mapping. It is basically to the group, and the group will then group the apps and user will see. So that is how the SAP role are designed. Role has catalogs and then it has groups. Now one more notice thing to notice here, it's BC, business catalog. Yeah, business catalog. Then you have business catalog group. Fine, everybody understood this part, that there is this assignment, and when I grant this role, obviously I will get the group and catalog access. Eventually my tiles will appear, but there is a small catch. So now you understood this part. Let me put it in the slides. So basically you just saw that for each role there was a BC, business catalog. I will just put it as BC. Let me put it. This is SAP delivered content underscore BC. I will say SAP underscore BC, business catalog. And there was a business catalog group BCG. These two were added inside the role. So if I go, they were part of the role. Let's add them here. Perfect. Nice. No problem. Till now, so far, so good. We understood how SAP deliver business catalog. All of this is SAP delivered content standard. ये बना बनाया आता है SAP की तरफ से. आपको कुछ नहीं करना, SAP आपको देता है. इसी का पैसा SAP ले रहा है आपसे. It's a solution which is ready. It is coming out of the box from SAP. In every S4HANA system, you will find them. You will use them as it is. You will consume them. This is what SAP is charging you for. SAP is not charging you for just above system. SAP is charging you for the software which they are delivering to you. Yes, large companies can implement it. So this is the software you get. This is how you access the software and apps, what they get you out of the box. Now, if you come back and see for a moment, a sales representative can create sales order. Yes, listen to me carefully. A sales representative can create sales order. But my question to all of you, is it like only sales representative can create sales order? These people, manager, process manager, accountant, can't they create sales order at all? What do you think? Just in case, if needed, can't they? They should be, na?
They can.
They should be, right? They should also be. Okay, let me take in a different way, simple way. You go to a bank, there is a bank representative sitting. She is just joined the bank. She is new to the bank. You go and you say, I want to open an account. She just joined yesterday. She don't know the process to open an account. She calls the bank manager. Sir, there is a customer asking to open a bank account. मुझे आता नहीं है, मैं आज मेरा पहला दिन है, can you help me? बाकी सब लोग छुट्टी पे हैं. Manager now comes out of the cabin, and manager, can the manager open an account? Yes or no? Yes, right? He should be. So manager of course will have more powers than a representative, but the manager should also be able to do things what a representative can do. उसको इतना पावर तो होना ही चाहिए ना जितना नीचे वालों को है. Exactly. So guys, now think about it. I have an app called create sales order. Just think about one app, create sales order app or manage sales order app. Don't you think this app is needed not just by the sales representative, but this app is needed to everybody also? Do you agree, everyone, that this app is needed by everybody, not just the sales representative, but also the people above the sales representative will also need, right? Correct? Now, this app tile, this is a tile. Now, you know the tile lives inside a catalog, correct? Agreed? Tile lives inside a catalog, and eventually catalog is granted in a role is granted to people. Will you create this tile 4 times here in this catalog for supervisor, in this catalog for manager, process manager, for accountant, and for manager? Will you create this tile 4 times? Bar. Will you go and create 4 times 4 copy of the same tile for, because there are 4 catalogs for different roles? Will you create it 4 times? Anybody? You can. But what is the disadvantage? What is the disadvantage? If tomorrow the tile changes, you have to change all 4 places in all 4 catalogs. Maintenance will increase. आप बना सकते हो, बट आपकी वाट लग जाएगी इसको मैनेज करते करते. So the moral of the story, we need a same tile for multiple role of people which are granted different catalog and different role. The same tile should not be replicated, though it is needed by everybody, should not be copied multiple times, right? There is one answer which I would like to highlight here. One person is saying give the same catalog access. Do you mean if somebody need create manage sales order tile access, you give the manager catalog access to the sales representative? Will you give manager catalog access to sales representative? Do you mean that? You can't. These catalogs are designed for each role. You can't. Just for the sake of same app being given access, you can't. You cannot. Yes, you cannot. So let me change the color of this to, let's say, orange, and I'll represent that every catalog need this orange tile actually. Yes, every catalog need this orange tile, but I don't want this orange tile, this tile, orange tile, to be created multiple times in each catalog, in each business catalog I'm saying. Okay, let me show you in the system how it is. So if I go to, let's say, a sales process manager, or let's say sales manager, let me open sales manager. A sales manager, when you go and check, it has lots of catalogs. Yes, it has lots of catalogs inside. Sales manager has lots of catalogs and lots of apps. Yes, lots of apps and lots of catalog. So sales manager overview, sales display. If I go to a business catalog of sales manager, let me go to this catalog. It's a business catalog. You see it has some target mappings, sales order display. Yeah, some target mapping, some apps are there inside this business catalog. Yeah, similarly, if you go to sales representative, you will find some other catalog where this app is again used. Same target mapping, same app is again used. Now, did SAP made a copy of that same target mapping and same tile again and again in every business catalog? Answer is no, they did not. What SAP did is they did very smart. They played very smart. They said, okay, this tile may be used by multiple business catalog pertaining to roles, pertaining to manager, accountant, process manager, representative. What I will do this tile now, this tile I'll not keep it in one business catalog. No, not at all. I will keep this tile in another bigger catalog. That bigger catalog, I will call it as all the apps related to sales area. All apps, all tiles basically. All the apps, I would say all the tiles related to entire sales area. जो भी sales में चाहिए, चाहे manager को चाहिए, चाहे accountant को चाहिए, all the tiles related to sales area, complete department, I would say, complete department, I would say, and their target mapping, because an app would need also a target mapping. Yes, I will keep it in a separate catalog. So basically this orange, I will put it here. यहाँ बनेगी ये, एक्चुअल में यहाँ ये टाइल बनाओगे आप. Similarly, you'll make all the tiles here. Let me change color to make it. So all the area tiles, सारा tiles एक area का, you will keep it in a separate catalog. All the tiles and their target mapping, you will keep in a separate catalog. This catalog is called technical catalog. Okay. Now a business catalog need a tile. A common tile is needed in all the business catalog. आप क्या करोगे? You will make a reference from the technical catalog. Actually, this is a more cleaner and reusable approach. This way you will bring down your maintenance 100 times, 1000 times low, because now you're not creating the origination of the tile which is reusable is inside a technical catalog for entire sales area. And from there, whichever business catalog according to the role it is needed, I can reference the tile. So create sales order tile, which I was talking as an example, is not created originally. It is not developed. It is not created inside the BC. It is created inside a TC. That's why if you go to this app, create sales order, let me just show to Fiori preference library. Just check the manage sales order Fiori app. SAP did all this. We don't have to do anything. So go to manage sales order. This app is needed by everybody. So if you go to implementation information of this Fiori app, I will see that this Fiori app is present in this business catalog. I'll open the business catalog. Yes, on the Launchpad Designer. And I will see that I have a tile called manage create sales order. You see manage sales order tile, this one. Yes, this is the tile. But if you see at the bottom, what do you see? This is a wow. समझने वाले समझ गए हैं. Exactly. This tile is originally not created in the business catalog. ये यहाँ पे बनी नहीं है, ये रेफरेंस की गई है यहाँ पे. This tile is needed by everybody. Yes, again and again. We have not created it in BC. इसका टारगेट मैपिंग क्या है? इसका टारगेट मैपिंग खोलता हूं. Its target mapping is sales order dash manage. So let's see the target mapping. Sales order dash manage is the target mapping. So even you will see it not here. Sales order manage target mapping, manage target mapping. I don't know where it is. Okay, down. I have to go down. Sales order manage. Here it is. Open this target mapping, and this is also reference target mapping. See, So target mapping and the tile itself is not created originally in the business catalog. तो ये बना कहाँ है भैया फिर? Where exactly it is? Can anybody guess? Where is exactly this target mapping originally built by SAP? All this is standard SAP content. Where exactly you can find this target mapping and the tile originally? कहाँ मिलेगा ये? बिजनेस कैटलॉग में तो बना नहीं है ये. Exactly, Chinmay Joshi, fastest answer. Originally, it is built in the technical catalog. So what you can do, you can say original. See this button original. You click on this, it will take you to the technical catalog where originally this is maintained. You see, this is a technical catalog of entire sales area, SD common. Yes, SD common. So if you go to SD common, 214 apps इसके अंदर है. 87 apps and 127 target mappings are there. Almost all the sales apps are inside. Manager का हो, चाहे employee का हो, चाहे accounting का हो, whether it is billing clerk or whether it is entire sales area, complete sales area in entire SAP. All the apps are originally built in. This is the home of all the tiles and all the target mapping of an entire sales area. It's called technical catalog. ये बाप है सबका. सारी टाइल्स और टारगेट मैपिंग यहाँ बनती हैं और यहीं से बिजनेस कैटलॉग में रेफरेंस की जाती हैं. So that tomorrow if there is a change, it is done centrally in the technical catalog at one place. Even when you design content, you want managed sales order app, you will copy the managed sales order app from technical catalog, not from business catalog, because business catalog itself is a reference. So this is the technical catalog. You can find the same name, ditto name on the app reference library. If I control F here, put this, you see the technical catalog name where originally this app is existing. कहाँ original हुआ है उसका, कहाँ बैठी है वो टाइल? इस technical catalog में originally वो टाइल बैठा है. That is what it is telling you. This is the technical catalog from where all the sales area tiles are created by SAP. Yes, there are so many technical catalogs in SAP. You can see per area: customer engagement, finance, CMD, commodity, configuration, criminal investigation, service manager, data migration, destination application. See, all these technical catalog per area, one typically one, you will see. Sometime you may have two, three also, but usually all the apps will be residing in the technical catalog. From the technical catalog, they are referenced in the business catalog and the business catalog group. From the business catalog, actually in the business catalog group, and then these business catalog and business catalog group are added to the roles are assigned to the user. If there is a change centrally in sales order application permanently, SAP will not change these. SAP will change the original which is inside technical catalog. Here let's say title changed, so they will change it here. Since everywhere else is just a reference, it will all auto adapt. कितना दिमाग लगाया बनाने में. It took a lot of time for SAP to think and design this. No training on internet, I can bet you, cover this kind of way of explaining, because I have worked on SAP product. I've worked on product development at SAP also, and we did this way. And there is a guideline in SAP to do things in this way, and that's why I know that is how it works. Yes, it's very hard to explain this concept, but I hope you all understand today a very important concept of SAP content. What is technical catalog and what is business catalog, what is business catalog group, and what is business role? Br means business role. Is that clear? I'm done with today's class. You have 4 minutes for your questions. Please go ahead.
Anubhav, every time when we go to the Fiori apps library, we see a technical catalog for that Fiori app. That means that Fiori app is common under that complete process.
Yes.
Okay. And sometimes we
Then
see
tile,
that
I'm saying
we don't have.
the tile and the target mapping is
Yeah.
fixed. It's common and it is referenced in all the business catalogs according to the needs.
Okay.
Yes.
That does mean that if we create our own custom catalog, we should also nomenclature it as business catalog or technical catalog.
Sorry?
if we create our own custom catalog, what is the
Yes.
nomenclature should we opt?
We should always create
Which
business catalog for our own purpose. When we are creating in company, keep the name as BC because you are creating for business purpose. You will never create technical
okay.
catalog in your company actually.
Mhm, mhm, okay. And I see that sometimes we are having the tiles not available, like we are only having the target mapping. So what's the significance of that? Like we should be having every time a tile for a Fury app. We should not have
No,
only the
sometimes
target
they
mapping.
will have target mappings only maintained and the tiles are not there because tiles may be dummy tiles are created somewhere else in another technical catalog. Yeah, that's how it's an internal matter, internal kitchen of SAP. So we should not bother why there is no tile. Yeah, why there is not this. Some because target mapping is eventually used for navigation purpose and
Navigation.
tile is
Okay.
used for display purpose of a box. Yeah, so you can reference wherever you find the corresponding target mapping and you can reference it. Eventually you will just drag drop and reference, create reference from those technical catalogs.
Okay.
The right way of
Oh,
asking it is you should go to Fiori preference library. Yes, and there you have to see ये कहाँ पड़ी है, ओरिजिनली ये कहाँ पड़ी है, उसको खोलो, उससे काम करो. You should not open every technical catalog and ask question that why it is like this, why it is like that. Go to the Fiori app you are interested, check the configuration, check the technical catalog, इसमें आपको सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. That is the right.
but Tanubos, at times I do observe that sometimes the technical catalog is missing and the tile is there on the business catalog from the
Show
Fury
me an
apps library
example.
perspective.
Maybe you get me example tomorrow. We will investigate what's the case.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because on the Fury apps library, not from the designer perspective,
Mhm.
but the tile was there on the business catalog, but not on the technical catalog.
Let you get me an example. We'll see tomorrow.
Okay, okay. Yeah, apart from that, I'm having one question on the services, the IWFND main service. Sometimes the service is having multiple ICF node. So I'm not sure how
For
that
that also,
scenario
I
can
need
be
to see
having
an
a
example.
multiple.
What is the example you have for that? It could be the version. That is what I see could be the reason why you have multiple nodes. It could be the version of service is multiple, but I would need to see an example so that I can guide you better. What is the use case? There is a question from Rohan. If we have 4 tile in a business catalog, I create a custom group with only one tile. User will able to see only one tile, but though through the search he can access all the 4 tile. No, that's not true, Rohan. I'll take a use case tomorrow, guys. Don't worry. I wanted to just explain the concept today. Tomorrow I'll take the use case and explain you how can you build the content using this standard SAP content. So please hold on. It will be more clear tomorrow how the access will be given for adoption of content. Okay, ठीक है रोहन, we'll see you tomorrow. Your question will be answered tomorrow for sure. How many technical catalog like this? I don't know the count of technical catalog actually. Perhaps there are about 100 or 80 or odd technical catalogs which SAP has for each areas. With that, thank you so much. See you tomorrow.